City Live.
Welcome back. Well, another Last Stand. We're back in the kitchen with Chef Shelly and Tia with Sweet Spot. Now, earlier on the show, Eden was out here, and you were talking about a water bath as far as canning. This time around, well, we're bringing out the heavy artillery over here, and we're doing pressure canning.
Pressure canning.
So what exactly is pressure canning?
Pressure canning is for any foods that have low acid. And what it's doing is it's causing the pressure, causing the bubbles to release and to come up out through the top of the lid so that you get a better seal. And so that way you don't have any bacteria growth or anything like that happening.
And then how did you get into this?
I got into it, I grew up in California. So there's no earthquake season. So we just have to always be prepared.
All right.
So, you know, it's just the best thing.
And right now, we're in hurricane season, so for everybody at home, pay attention, because after you actually do this with canning, how long can food last?
Food can last a year to 18 months.
It's pretty amazing.
So
all right.
even if you don't lose power during a hurricane, just think of all the things you could go do, you know, in Florida, and then come back home, and dinner is easy to prepare.
So walk me through, how does one do this? It looks kind of intimidating.
It is, and a lot of people are afraid of the pressure canner because it does make noise. The weight on here will rock back and forth. If it's going too fast, you know, you don't want that, and it does blow, you know, steam and stuff like that. But it's absolutely safe. It has all kinds of locking mechanisms and stuff in the lid. So once you lock it in place, it's in place. It's got little gizmos, technical term, gizmos that'll pop up, and, you know, and then you're not going to open it. And then the gauge, you have to wait for the gauge to go to 0. So what I tell people to do is, after dinner, then set up your pressure canner. Once it's finished doing what it has to do, then turn your stove off, go to bed. Open it in the morning. You know, it'll still be there, you know, but there's no hurry to, let me open this right now. But I've heard all the stories of things exploding. So one-on-one, if you need to come in and have one-on-one time, I will show you the pressure canner before you make this investment.
And then what do you need? Obviously this right here, but any special thing to look for in a jar?
The only thing you need is the jar size, depends on your family size. You could do quart jars, you could do pint jars, little half jars. This would be something my mother would do and have a whole bunch of them in her cabinet. It doesn't make sense. But you could buy kits, so you have canning kits that have funnels, that has the grabber for getting the jars out once the water's hot. This gets all the air bubbles out. This is for getting your lids out of the hot water. And these are the flats that you'll keep replacing. And there's different companies that make different things, but these are all about the same.
Anything special with the lid? Because I would imagine that's important.
The lid is very important because you want to make sure that the lid is suctioned down. So after you get your jars out, you want to make sure that they're sucked down. If they don't, you're going to hear this little sound. And then you know that this lid is not sucked down. And you're going to take it and put it in your refrigerator and eat it that day.
So basically, you just put the food inside the jar, you seal it.
And then you're going to put it in here with water. You're going to make sure the water comes up a couple of inches above. But you can can anything from tomatoes to vegetables to potatoes to French fries. So the French fries, all you have to do is then fry them, and they're perfectly fine. They're cooked. The potatoes, you can make potato salad. So this is perfectly cooked. And you could just eat potatoes. You could even make potato soup. So you could take this, put it in your blender, blend it up, add your cream afterwards, and you can can chicken. So this is raw packed chicken. I just took raw chicken breast, put it in the jars, put the lid on it, pressure canned it, and now I can go back to the shop and have chicken salad sandwich.
And how long is that good for?
This is good for a year to 18 months.
That is really, really cool. Yeah. And another thing, now you have a Zoom coming up on July 1st, because I'm sure a lot of people out there have questions. And this is so practical to do. So how can people find out more about that?
On our website, the Sweet Spot and Urban Lounge on Facebook, not website, Facebook. If you go on there, I will post the link as soon as I get back to the shop. And then I will answer any questions that you have. We can set up times for you to come in. We will mask up, we will social distance, and then you can watch the pressure canner in action. And then if you ask me about my little jar here, you could win a prize.
And what's in that jar?
This is water. Pressure canned water.
So we're not going to give it away, but there's a reason why.
There is a reason.
Water in that jar, and just water. Well, thank you so much for all your time and information. We greatly appreciate it. Right now, we're going to send it to Rance.